Oh, there's Woody. Sean, are you all right, Sean? Are you stressed out? Okay, well, Sean Gibbons. I know. So, Sean, there was the drop of Manny Pacquiao versus Barrios, but right now he's fighting in Risen in a boxing match, or
on July 28th, Manny's fighting in Japan on Rise.
Oh, Ryzen, there you go.
One of their big stars.
Yeah.
Whatever the weight is, they call it featherweight. It's 100. They're gonna fight at 150 pounds.
Oh, okay.
So that's good. For
150.
Yeah,
Okay. Oh, that's featherweight for them. Okay.
Yeah. To them.
Okay.
So really, it's great that it gives Manny to start training. So to see if he can end his career on one more high note.
Oh.
A high note to us would be a Barrios. Because there's a title on it. There's a WBC welterweight title. Barrios has the right style for Manny. So I don't, at Manny's age, Foreman did it, Hopkins did it. 45 is just a number to the champ.
It really is. I mean, it's also Filipino, so he don't act and look 45. Hey, tell Kuya, like he's right under me. There's what if you guys see the champ is here. And that, yeah, so I mean, I don't want him to see him back in the ring, but I understand. Okay, that how in a let's just say how if he doesn't do all right in the Risen, then will he still consider?
No, I would think if he doesn't do all right in the fight in Japan, he'll definitely reevaluate everything.
Okay.
But
okay.
I would be.
When he told you, Sean, I want to fight again, I want Barrios. Did you say, come on?
No, because he's wanted to fight for a long time. He just didn't come up right now. So I was, okay, great, excited. I mean, because there's so many people that do want to see him back in the ring. And it's not a fight that you say, oh, he's putting his health at risk.
Don't take this because it's too far. Yeah, I want people to hear you.
He's not putting his health at risk. So I think it's the right type of fight.
Okay, now you have another champion, Isaac Cruz.
Yes.
We talked to Tank Davis, and he saw what obviously Tank beat him, but he saw Isaac. He's like, I want that rematch eventually. Yep. Does Isaac want that rematch, or does he looking to unify?
No, right now we're in the midst of Pitbull mania, and I say that because everywhere I go, Pitbull is just swarmed. People come up to him, want pictures, want to talk to him. And what he wants basically is he would love a second run at Gervonta Davis, because when they fought 3 years ago, he had no clue what he was getting himself into. He had no idea. Yeah. He overachieved. Everybody was like, wow, who's this guy?
What is different about this Isaac Cruz? Did he, what was it that he just electrified and just showed who he was against Rolly Romero?
Well, I think a little bit is styles. Styles make fights. Rolly came to rumble. Rolly came to fight. They matched up beautifully. I tell people boxing is a simple thing. It's like dancing, right?
Yeah.
If you don't know how to dance and me and you are going to dance, it can look really ugly.
Yeah.
If one is like Dancing with the Stars and then there's me coming off the street, we're going to look horrible.
Yeah.
And Giovanni Cabrera is the absolute worst guy you can ever fight for, a guy like Pitbull. I take full credit for that mistake. Terrible matchmaking. I blame myself. But it shows you the difference in styles make fights.
Yeah.
And anybody that wants to stand with Pitbull and rumble like Jose Valenzuela, it's Hagler Hearns type of action, man. Neither guy's taking a backward step. And I think in that BMO Stadium, which is a Mexican stadium, it's all Hispanic. It's going to be electrifying. He is going to steal the show.
So they said the other day, 2 days ago, 8,000 tickets were sold. I'm like, well, it's at BMO Bongo Stadium. And I go, California, and even Marco said, it's Mexicans. And they're all going from, when I did my little interview with Isaac, during his rounds, during his fight week, the translator didn't really translate everything he said, but when I clipped it out, that thing went bananas. Like, it was hitting like 40, 50, 60,000 views, and I'm like, he's really literally the people's champ.
Yeah. If you go to PBC YouTube channel, the 4 most watched fights, the first 2 are it's Manny.
Yeah.
Manny's on there, then Mayweather, and then Pitbull's number 4 with Gervonta. 15 million views. His his Instagram went up 600,000 followers in a week. So
Wow.
no, it's just like certain guys have that it factor.
Yeah.
And Pitbull is a humble guy.
He is.
And just likes to come to Rumble, and people really appreciate his style.
And people really also they understand his background, because some people have when he said, I didn't even have money for tortillas to eat.
Yes.
Like that is, and to know where he's at, it's just, it's a really humble and lifelong dream story that I love watching.
Yep, and when he's around the fans, he stops for everybody. A lot like Manny Pacquiao. Some fighters, they ain't got the time of day to get a guy a picture. Pitbull doesn't turn a picture down.
Have you gone to many sponsorship or like commercials, or are you working on his Hollywood or Mexican? Yeah, the Hollywood stardom.
I think this fight in Los Angeles, the type of crowd that could be out there, because His Excellency does have a lot of Hollywood friends, a lot of actors, a lot of people. So I think the opportunity that night, when people see him, it's going to be like when they saw him with Gervonta. They're going to be like, who is this guy?
Yeah.
Really? I mean, people that have never seen him are going to be, it's going to be unbelievable.
It is a barn burner. And when I saw that, I'm like, oh, this is pure, absolute violence. And I'm all here for it.
Beautiful.
That card, the BMO, the BMO. Yeah. So Turki Alalsheik, if you guys don't know, if you're living under a rock, His Excellency Turki Alalsheik is putting this banger card of Terrence Crawford versus Nadramov and Isaac Cruz versus Jose Valenzuela. And it was kind of like everyone's dream fights put together. Did you reach out, or did Turki Alalsheik say, hey, what do you think? Because this is like a stellar. This is everyone's like fantasy fights up here.
Yeah. No, His Excellency is like a boxing historian and just a boxing guru. He watches everything, sees everything. And basically, when we were in New York and we met, and I have met His Excellency many times with Manny, he asked would Pitbull like to be on the card. What are you going to say? No. On a card of this magnitude, we thanked him. We're very happy to be on the show. And another guy I work with, Andy Ruiz Jr. So with that combination of Pitbull and Andy Ruiz Jr., it's going to be.
Wait, you're working with Andy?
I've been helping Andy for years. I know Andy as a kid. I know his dad. So I'm assisting with, working on the show, putting him, on.
How does that work? He hasn't been in the ring a very long time.
That's what people don't realize.
You're a busy man. His phone is blowing up.
Sorry about that. Get rid of that thing.
No, don't.
People don't realize. People don't realize. Yeah, he had some injuries.
On the phone.
That one, no.
Totally answer.
No, but he had injuries. He had some personal problems. Andy's completely healed, happy, and ready to go. So it's going to be.
I saw him at my, what is his name? Paulie Malin, not Paulie Malin. Paulie, my trainer from Wildcard. He has the artist back.
Yeah.
And I saw him training there, just putting pads.
Yes.
Dude, Andy still hasn't lost a step with his speed.
Yep.
He just needs to keep his weight down, and he's got hands. But lastly, what was this called?
Pitbull.
Yeah, and Eminem's going to be performing.
Yeah.
Performing.
That's an amazing treat to be part of that. So
this is the one question everyone was talking about. Turki Alalsheik, I don't know if you know much about it, that he's looking to do a boxing league. I don't know if he's trying to buy promoters or do a minority stake. Will this work? Because will this work? At the end of the day, he kind of makes the decision because he's paying. I don't know. And if that happens, what happens to women's boxing?
it's
a hard one because we don't know much.
I'm like you. I'm kind of just reading and seeing and doing. So I really don't know. But I mean, what they're doing, bringing people together is good.
Yeah.
We'll have to wait and see if a league works. A league is very difficult, very complicated. Women's boxing, I believe, they're opening up. Saudi Arabia is doing a lot of different things for women's rights and different stuff.
Yeah.
But if they do a show in England, they do a show in U.S., absolutely women's boxing will be involved.
Why don't you put a word in for Giandra and I? We're two women who actually do boxing and we're brown color. But no, I because a lot of people are talking about it, and a lot of people are thinking, there's so many egos. Obviously, you think of Golden Boy. He's not going to give up everything. He literally worked blood, sweat, and tears.
Yeah.
And Bob Arum. So I don't know, but if there's billions and billions of dollars, Turki Alalsheik, you can totally buy our channel.
We'll have to wait and see, but for now, it's all about Saturday night. Gervonta Davis.
Yeah.
That's the fight to watch. Frank Martin.
Who do
So
you have?
I have Gervonta Davis.
By
Frank Martin's a
Summit?
tremendous
Yeah,
fighter.
yeah.
If he wasn't fighting Gervonta Davis, maybe I'd pick him. But Gervonta does just too much, man. He's the Mike Tyson of our time. Explosive, can punch, exciting, controversial. That's
That
what
would be
sells.
great.
Yeah.
All right, Sean, I know you're a busy man, but you can call Uncle Manny back. Tell him I said mabuhay, and we're trying to get Manny on the show. We're trying is the word. But yeah, thank you, and I appreciate you. And check out his son's Viva Promotions. Why he has Viva? Because look at this. There's Woody, Viva Woody. Yeah, he like 5 things, you, Sean. I appreciate it. We are here in fight. This is big. Like yesterday was quiet, but today we have Errol Spence right here. Yesterday's press conference was a little spicy. It was like watching 2 toddlers. I'm like, settle down, boys. Get off the playground together. But okay, do you think? I know it's there. Do you think he got under Frank? Do you think he got a little scared? A little.
I don't want to say scared, but I think it was. I'm not sure that Frank or any of us expected that tank.
Calvin said that to me. He goes, I never know what tank is going to show up. I just sit back and I'm a fan.
No, he must have got to sleep the night before. He came out with a full tank. He was joking. He was laughing. He was playing around with fans. And he went out to the media workout and is joking around.
Right. This is a very different side of Gervonta that we've ever seen.
I think Calvin said it. He said he's mature.
Yeah.
Like he's comfortable in his skin.
Mhm.
So it's sort of like, you know what? He's not this shy guy that we're used to seeing.
Yeah.
Like he is now comfortable in his element, and it's a lot of fun to see.
It is. So now usually I don't ask you because you're working for Showtime and it's hard, but now you're just consulting.
Right.
And so who wins this fight?
Look, the only question about Frank is his experience, and especially at this level, he hasn't had the top tier fights. But you look at him physically, he's athletic, he's strong, good fundamentals. He's got all the experience around him with Derek and Errol. So look, it's hard to until somebody solves the tank puzzle.
Yeah.
It's hard to pick against him.
Yeah.
But this is a real fight. This is a real fight. It's pretty close to a 50-50.
Really? Oh, I mean, the people I've been saying this from the beginning. It's a firefight chess match because Tank. A lot of people see Tank as just a power puncher. I go, he's a very highly skilled boxer. So that's why Calvin's like, please push Tank's buttons. Now I have a favorite fighter, also Janibek, and I asked him. I go, I know.
That's your favorite fighter?
No, not my favorite, but
Okay.
he's one of my favorite,
Okay.
like in the middleweights.
Okay.
But I want to see him because no one's fighting him, and so. He says he's the boogeyman. Carlos Adana says he's the boogeyman. I'm like, why don't you two boogeyman just fight after? It's a unification.
I absolutely love it. And there's no reason why it can't be made. I mean, those guys need to get busier.
Mm-hmm.
It's a great mix of styles. It's unification. Like there's a good reason to make it happen.
I hope so, because I'm tired of all these belts being held up and taken hostage.
Yeah.
I heard you talking to Nice because this was a big topic yesterday, but no one really knew how to answer it because there's not much about Turki Alalsheik trying to do a boxing league. I heard from the UK people who work the fights all the time is that he's not buying the lead, like buying the promotions. He's doing a minority stake.
Right.
Doesn't matter if it's 5%, 10%, 50%. I always say whoever puts the money in makes the decisions. So will it work? Can it work? And what would happen to women's boxing if that happened?
That's a fantastic question. Last one, and I'll come back to it because I haven't heard anyone inject that into it, and it's a valid point. Look, the devil's in the details with this stuff because it can be I'm going to buy everybody. It can be a joint venture. It can be minority stakes. It can be 100 other things. But the question is, if you're truly being able to let's clear the log jams, no more traffic jams, no more promotional rivalries.
Yes.
Lights happen smoothly. I'm not sure a 5 or 10% stake is going to do that.
Yeah.
I mean, up to now, the money has spoken.
Yeah.
And maybe that's the two. But it's one thing if you're buying promoters like UFC has done and rolling them up and combining them, and then it's one way. It's our way or the highway. The worst thing that could happen is to do all this work and get some structure and still have the problems that we have nowadays without it.
Right. Boxing is boxing.
So it's sort of like, what is the structure that is going to really clear, address the problems that we're all aware of, without getting rid of the positive things.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, the positive things. Boxers, generally, there's a fair compensation system. Some would say too fair, but certainly better than other combat sports. Fighters have some say and some autonomy and independence in their careers, and the fighter is elevated first.
Okay.
It's not the promoter first. It's not the brand first. So let's try and solve the problems we have in boxing while still being fair to the fighters, giving them independence, autonomy, still elevating them, putting them on the stage, giving them their shine. If we can do that, and if it's the Saudis can do it, whoever can do it, that's the ideal to me.
Okay, now with women's boxing, what do you think would happen if, because I've only seen, and many of us only seen one women's fight, and that was Rama Ali. And credit to her, she's also Muslim, but she's also a real fighter. She's a model. She has brands, high-end brands behind her. So what happens to that? I haven't seen any other fighter.
Well, look, I don't want to speak for. I certainly can't speak for the Saudis.
Yeah.
Turkey, but you can look at what they've done in other businesses. If you look at, for example, Live Golf.
Yes.
Live Golf operates, with sponsors and much in the same way that, there are differences in the rules and the way the events are going on. Very different. But in terms of the operation of the business, it's not like they're holding events in the U.S. which are subject to Saudi sort of cultural norms.
Yes.
So at the end of this, these are all businesses. Like, obviously there's a passion and a fandom for the sport, but I have faith that they're going to operate these as businesses. And businesses say, okay, you go, everybody's got their ethics and their cultural norms.
Yeah.
But if you're running your business, you're trying to maximize your business.
Maximize it. Yeah.
And I think we're in, you've been an advocate for women's boxing for a long time. We've done a fair amount at Showtime. We did a fair amount of Showtime. Could have done more, understandably.
Oh yeah, they told me yesterday, why doesn't PBC do more? I'm like, look, he did Showtime. He's
right,
but
I think it's a process, but I think right now, I think the stage is set because you look at what's happened in the WNBA.
Yes.
And Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese, they came along 8 years ago, 5 years ago. I'm not sure the market was ready for it.
Yeah.
I mean, they should have been, but I think, they're coming in at the right time when the audience, the market, even guys who might have not been watching women, they're ready.
Everyone's watching it and talking about it, and that's the thing. There is no such thing as bad press, and everyone is talking about it, whether it was race or is it the money, the sponsor, or it doesn't matter. WNBA has so many viewers now. I started watching it because of that.
Right, and so I think, and not criticizing or disparaging any of the female fighters that came before. But now I think we've got the market is ready. The audience is finally ready, whether it's women's soccer, whether it's, women's basketball, whether it's women's boxing. Clearly women's MMA accepted it, a long time ago. But I think we're really at a point where if we get that star, if we get the Caitlin Clark, if we get the Angel Reese, if we get our female Oscar De La Hoya, a female, Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah.
I think the market is ready. Finally ready to capitalize on it.
Okay, so Antoine Suber asked, when are you guys? Well, it's not. I don't think he'll know. When are you guys going to announce the next Amazon Prime fight?
It's a good question. And
are you still asking too?
No. And I haven't said it much, so you're one of the first ones to get it. I think what you're going to see, well, I know what you're going to see when we start getting into August, September, October. You're going to see the pace pick up a lot.
Oh, good.
We are very, very close to announcing the first non-pay-per-view.
Well, I was just wondering because everyone's asking where are the free fights.
And once we look at August, September, October, it's going to look more like a normal schedule.
Okay.
With non-pay-per-views and pay-per-views.
Okay.
You've seen some of the names out there. Caleb has said. Caleb Plant has said he's coming back soon. We're going to be.
I heard maybe Cool Step, but we had an interview, and I think Berlanga, honestly.
Yeah.
Berlanga makes so much more sense. That would make so much more money, and there's real rivalry. Like they don't like each other. Cool Boy Step is cool, but I want to see that Berlanga.
Yeah, I think there's. So I think people have been anxious. I know we've been starting slow and picking up steam, but I think everyone's going to be, all those people who said, okay, where's the non-pay-per-views? Where's the regularity? Where's the schedule? In the next few weeks, you're going to get that.
Yeah, because it's hard. Paywalls are really hard when they're every fight, and I mean, even for me, I mean, it's still tough. But
Yeah, I know. Look, you look at this and you look at Elijah Garcia, Kyron Davis. It's a great fight on the undercard. You see Roy Villa back. Good solid fight on the Amazon stream. So there's still value, but I get it.
Yeah.
3 pay-per-views in a row. But now I think once we start August, September, October, we're going to be seeing like a more normal, what looks like the normal schedule.
Oh, good. Well, I can't wait to see what's going to be for September 14th, Mexican Independence Day. That will be an interest, but I know that's going to be a pay-per-view.
Right. Yes.
I want to know who's going to be headlining that.
Yeah.
All right. Stephen Espinoza, thank you for joining us. I just wanted to clarify some things, but great answers. And I'm glad that I was able to really, put your mind wow, I didn't think of that about the women's boxing.
I think, it's a fantastic point.
Yeah,
but
it's a
I
fair
think
question.
there's a real commercial opportunity right now, more so than we've ever seen.
It really is. Podcast on the Blue Wire Network here. It's a big sports network, and I have a co-host. We're the only 2 females on this show that talk boxing. That's Women's Boxing Show, period. So the network has Stephen A. Smith, we're talking legit people. So Gary Antoine Russell, you are fighting, and I saw you up there, and this is a big. Thank you. This is a big fight. I heard Gary Russell, your brother, talk about you, and you're ready. You're ready.
Definitely got fast hands. Don't forget about my puncher power.
I know you got
I know
power.
Pacquiao, he gonna feel it. Just as much as prepared he is for me, I'm prepared for him.
I'm
equally
excited.
as prepared.
I congratulations, by the way. You got your father, or you guys received the Juneteenth belt.
Yes.
Because at first I'm like, is this belt being given to Davis, like a commemorative belt? I'm like, huh?
Right.
But
no.
it was for someone that did something, and when I didn't get to see it too much, but I was like, that is so touching, and for you and your family. Congratulations.
Yes, I'm glad they commend my father. Really.
Yeah, and rest in paradise to your father.
I love that term, rest in paradise.
Yeah, rest in paradise. And real fast before I let you go, your brother, everyone's asking, when is he going to be back in the ring?
Y'all just gotta stay tuned. Right now, his main focus is making sure that I get through this stepping stone, and everything else, the sky's the limit.
Let me ask you, when your brother, he's obviously everyone knows him, but when he puts on the training hat, when he watches you, does he say you're not doing this right? Because in his mind, it's not the way he's fighting.
He definitely got to take himself out of his fighting mentality, but as long as he's been doing it, my father been conditioning him to the do's and the don'ts.
Yeah.
So that transition, it'll be a smooth transition to him. But for me per se, it's a different type of vulnerability. I'm looking at it from lenses of, okay, you're my oldest brother. Pops was still training you because there's no limit to learning. You were still learning. We was all learning together.
Yeah.
But now you're taking a position of Pops.
Mm-hmm.
As in, you don't need to learn no more. But I know that's not his mentality.
He's always still learning.
Right, he's always still learning, but that's still my mentality towards my older brother.
Yeah.
I'm just great that it's my brothers that's trying to coach me versus a stranger.
No.
Because that's a different level of vulnerability.
Absolutely.
And trust that I gotta give. So I'm just great that he's able to make that adjustment, because even though it's not an easy one, he's still willing to make it.
And that's great. That's brotherly love.
He's on a hell of a
and
job.
That's all. Real fast, Tank or Martin by what?
Tank, late round knockout.
Oh, Spence. There, Tank late round. Okay, you don't give Frank Martin a chance, maybe?
I believe that Martin, he's not going to lay down at all.
I don't think so either.
So I'm just great that he's able to make that adjustment, because even though it's not an easy one, he's still willing to make it.
And that's great. That's brotherly love.
He's on a hell of a job.
That's all. Real fast, Tank or Martin by what?
Tank. Late round knockout.
Oh, Spence. There, Tank late round. Okay, you don't give Frank Martin a chance, maybe decision?
I believe that Martin, he's not going to lay down at all.
I don't think so either.
Tank definitely got to have a sense of defensive discipline, because Martin, he's not no slouch.
He can't take any rounds off. Neither of them.
Can't take no rounds off, because Frank Martin will make him pay for every flaw that Tank has. You know, Tank, I feel like he's climbed the ladder as far as becoming a well-polished professional.
Mhm.
Why? Because I believe when you become a full-fledged professional, I mean, you're able to get the same results with less moves.
That's true.
And Tank is now starting to do that. So he's not the type of person that's going to go in here throwing a lot of punches.
You don't need to.
Why? Exactly.
Yeah,
Why?
yeah.
When you-
Every punch, there's a thought. It's thoughtful.
I feel like Tank got that. And Frank Dump.
There's Errol Spence in the house. Errol, I heard you. John and I are wanting to do the. I got to get you in my live stream. We want to do an interview with you on your ranch. My God. Anywho, congratulations. You are Man Down Promotions. You got Frank Martin up there. This is a great fight. I heard you're going to be betting low six figures. You can loan us low six figures, but how does it feel being a promoter now? Being in these shoes, sitting up there.
I feel good. It feels great. Just knowing that I'm not getting punched on Saturday night. So it's a different feeling. It's great, and I'm 100% prepared for my fighter to go out and do what he do best, and that's win.
What are you telling Frank? Because this is first time pay-per-view, big lights. How do you get him to get that nervous energy and translate it into fighting?
Just tell him this is what all the fighters been through. All the top fighters, the fighters that he loved watching growing up, the fighters that he looked up to, they all been to this pivotal moment where they had to go on this big stage, and I just tell them that you got to be focused, you got to be hungry, you got to be great. And I feel like, he'll come up on top.
Well, best of luck to you guys, and happy Father's Day to you and the whole team. All right, I love your daughters. I love you guys. Watch my interview. We're doing an interview on the ranch. I want your daughters there. We're going fishing, and you're going to show me how to milk cows or whatever you guys do on the ranch. I don't know what you do.
Horses.
Ride a horse.
Otters.
All right, guys, Errol Spence, and I can't wait to see. Maybe I'll see you against Fundora. Maybe you're moving up to 160. I don't know, but go enjoy family time. Enjoy fight week. Being a promoter right now. Thanks, guys. Errol Spence, I got him.
Stop putting on suits.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. You remember, we have a cash app that you can still donate to the Best Women's Boxing Show Fund.
You're lucky because I know you
Dave,
from
I
a while.
know, David Benavidez. I know you watched Grand Arrivals for the Canelo fight, and I asked Canelo, I got in trouble. The guy was holding a picture of you. When are you going to fight David Benavidez? You moved up in weight because you're tired of waiting. You said, would you move down? You just said that.
I definitely would, but I just feel like, I did everything in my power possible to make this fight happen. I've been #1 contender for 3 years, and that's a fight that everybody wants to see happen. The only reason this fight's not happening is Canelo doesn't want it to happen. So my hands are tied here. If he doesn't want to fight me, then I'm not going to keep trying to look for that fight.
I told him in our interview, I believe the final fight of his career is going to be you. And he's like, maybe. He told everyone no. But he told me, maybe. I think it can happen.
Yeah.
Now you're moving up to 175 about 6. You're a big boy. Like, you filling out really well. How do you feel at this weight right now?
I feel good. I feel like this is going to be the best performance of my career up to this date because I don't feel depleted at all. I feel really good. I really didn't even have to try to cut. I didn't really have to try to cut that much weight. I only have 2 pounds left to lose, so I feel good. As you guys can see me, I don't look dehydrated, so I'm just 100% ready for this.
He's no one to lay down on. What are you expecting from this night? You guys might steal the whole show.
No, yeah, and I prepare for the best Alexander Gostin possible, and I've been working extremely hard, and but like I said, I accept all these challenges, and I'm looking to knock out Alexander Gostin.
Oh, I'm not okay. Well,
you know me. I always go in there looking for the knockout, so nothing's changed.
You're like, I'm not boxing. I'm gonna knock this mother effer out. Yeah.
Super excited, brother.
So, Jose, we are back here, and congratulations to you and the team. 100th fight here at MGM that David and is going to be fighting on, and you're going to be in the corner for a legendary fight night. Use your mic.
Yeah, for sure. Man, it's been really hard, really tough to get to this point.
Yeah.
And believe me, man, we're super excited, super happy to be fighting on Tank undercard. A lot of people, they were saying that what like as soon as they told us, hey, you guys want to fight? And I mean, no disrespect.
Yeah.
Would you guys be in? I'm like, hell yeah.
Heck yeah.
What? You're with Tank?
Why not?
I told David, what? Really? David got super excited.
Good.
Yeah, at the end of the
That's
day,
when ego's out of the
yeah,
window.
you know, at the end of the day, we just want to stay busy. We want to show the fans, uh, our progress, and we got to continue proving ourselves. So at the end of the day, fighting in a car like that, it doesn't bother us.
Yeah.
And Tank, super happy that Davis fighting there too. So at the end of the day, I think it's gonna be a great card. You have 2-1.
It is a great card. Just the build up to the fight, and we don't know what's gonna happen. But David, it's so funny because I saw him. He's like, I only have 2 more pounds to go. Because I was like, how are you feeling in this weight? He's like, 2 more pounds, and I'm like, well, how do you predict your fight? And he's like, I don't go in there to box. I'm gonna knock him out.
Yeah, David. David comes in, and he's very aggressive and all that.
Yeah.
And that's what he has to do. At the end of the day, he has to prove a point to everybody.
Yeah.
That he belongs at 175. And that's his style for now, and it's been working. Why change it? But I believe that the hardest fight for David would be Benavidez. Because he has 100% knockout power, and so I think with him we got to be careful. When we come in, and make sure we kind of box him a little bit, use a little bit of angles, and then we're not going to go in there and feel his punch.
Yeah.
But he'll definitely feel it.
Yeah.
So if David feels strong and he feels that he can take that punch, we can definitely stay toe to toe. If not, we're gonna have to box him a little bit.
Yeah.
And use
as you should. Yeah.
yeah. So at the end of the day, we haven't had the need of doing that.
Okay.
And whatever he's doing is working so far. So right now, Alexander, he even said it over there. I kind of hear what they say, and he says that he's gonna box him. The plan is for them to box him. Because they know that David's gonna come aggressive. So guess what? I knew that already.
Yeah.
So we gotta put more pressure and go to the body.
I mean, Gvozdyk is no one to lay down on me. He's been in the ring. He's been a world champion, and he's been tested. And so this is going to be a good test for David because he is moving up in weight. But he's filling out, and he's tall. Everyone's like, he's so tall, and I'm like, he's just going to get bigger and stronger as he's in his prime. He's so young, but he did say he will move down for the Canelo fight.
For sure.
I believe it's going to be the final fight of Canelo. I told you that in our interview, and I don't know. When I said Canelo during his grand arrivals from Monkey, I go, you said on my show, but there's a guy holding up a poster of David Benavidez. When's that fight going to happen? And he said, I don't know, maybe, I don't know, but I think it's going to happen. I personally think
at the end of the day, we've been mandatory for 3 years. It did not happen. He rather fight Munguia. Now I hear he wants to fight Berlanga. We're not going to sit here and wait for whenever he wants to fight. We'll keep proving ourselves. We'll go up to like now 175 and see what happens there. And if they strip him or the fight gets made, if somebody comes up with the $200 million that he's asking for, we'll definitely be happy to come back to 168. But at the end of the day, we got to continue, fighting and seeing what's up there.
You just saw Bivol Beterbiev. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see the Beterbiev fight and Bivol for Undisputed. But Bivol looked so different in the ring that against an opponent that he was game. Good for him. He was like, I'm going toe to toe with Bivol. But Bivol got pissed off and he knocked him out. And it was a good stoppage. But did David learn anything from that Bivol?
We were watching that
because you've sparred Bivol.
I was impressed, with his last performance, how that other guy was catching him with the jab, double jab, and the right hand, straight right hand, So he was having a lot of problems. But yeah, when he dropped him in the first round, you could see that his opponent was a little bit weak. But then he just started controlling the fight a little bit, and then he got stopped. But I think I really enjoyed that fight. But I think Bivol was getting double jab into the straight punch.
My God, he was. He just went in a different round, and I'm like, oh, Bivol was getting nasty in there.
It was very entertaining. It was good. He stopped him, and at the end of the day, he stopped him, but it was a good, entertaining fight.
Oh, Fred Willis said, I'm rooting for the Benavidez team to succeed and to get that Canelo fight. I think all of us in the world want that to happen. Real fast, Tank Martin, I don't know if you saw the presser, but who wins this fight? Do you think Frank is going to crack under pressure with all the lights and Tank's power? I know he's going to box. He's a skilled boxer, but what happens in this fight tomorrow, fight night?
Well, I'm very excited about this fight, Martin and Tank. It's a great fight. We're going to see from Martin, that will you know, everybody has a chance in there, you know. But I believe that Tank has a lot of experience. He fought every style, and you know, he's been very active, and he adjusts to every fighter that they put in there. And I believe that the difference here is just experience, you know. But like you said, hopefully Martin, you know, comes and makes the big upset, and it happens. You have a chance if you're in there. But let's see how he does in the lights, you know, and with all those fans. I think this bigger fight, and hopefully he can do well and to stay focused and stick to the game plan that they have. But it's an entertaining fight. I can't wait to watch them fight too. It's going to be an exciting fight.
What happens since Bivol Beterbiev is now postponed until I don't even know the new date? So whoever wins, is Benavidez next in line for that? I don't know since they postponed it.
I don't know what happened. At the end of the day, we'll focus on this fight and see what happens. We're going to be there ready for whatever happens if they fight or if they don't end up fighting. And if they fight, we'll probably fight the winner. I know that they got a rematch clause.
Yeah.
At the end of the day,
Oh, that's going to take longer then.
No. I don't think so. Whatever happens, if Vivo gets knocked out, I mean, there's no rematch.
How they lose. Oh, okay.
Lose, you know?
Okay.
So many fighters thought that they were going to have 1 fight, 2 fights, 3 fights, but they have to be exciting. But sometimes it's 1 fight and like that.
Yeah, it's a snooze fest.
Or somebody gets injured.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, we're going to be ready. We're going to do our best on Saturday. I think Davis going to do great. I'm looking at a stoppage. You know, like I said, you know, he has to look impressive in order to keep advancing and for people to see a little bit more on David. Alexander's a great fighter, a very dangerous fighter, but we have to look impressive. There's no other way.
Okay, well, Jose, I appreciate you always chatting with me. Enjoy Fight Week. Happy Father's Day if I don't see you before, and enjoy Fight Week. Enjoy, be in the moment, and this is it's an exciting time in boxing. And for the 100th fight, best luck to you guys.
Oh, thank you. Really appreciate it. I want to thank all the fans for all the support and all the love. Thank you so much.
Oh, real fast. So, you know, Jandra and I are going to do, my co-host, we're going to make our YouTube membership. So do you think you can donate some Benavidez gear, David Benavidez stuff that we're going to put in swag bags and just for our fans? And, you know, we're going to do trivia stuff. And I just saw some of them like $75 for a shirt.
I don't think I can do that. I'm sorry. You know.
Okay, yours.
What I'm gonna do? No.
Oh.
That's what I'm
Oh.
saying. No, I don't think I can do that. What I'm gonna do more than that because I believe in you guys. I'm gonna give you guys a pair of gloves. I'm gonna give you a shirt. I'm gonna give you some hand wraps. I'm gonna give you a suit.
A suit?
So I'm gonna give you guys more than what you're asking. for.
Jose, thank you so much.
I'm definitely. I know. I thank you for that. For letting me be part of it.
Oh, always.
You know, and I'll probably give you more hats. I'm gonna hook you up.
Yeah.
With all Benavidez merch, and it will be an honor for me.
Yeah.
I'm so glad, and I'm happy to.
So you guys, in order to get this, you have to subscribe to our membership. And I don't know the tiers, but Giandra is part of Hollywood, like Hollywood Entertainment. So there's a lot of Hollywood swag too. And I buy stuff to give to our fans, and it's not cheap. $45 to $75, y'all lucky.
Not cheap. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, man of the people. Enjoy. I know people are waiting for you, but best of luck. And Polly says hi, my trainer. Polly, my trainer, loves Jose. Yeah, I know.
Friends, I really enjoy. We train at every time we come to Las Vegas, we go to a gym. We use the artist boxing gym to train at his place, and
Yeah.
We love Polly. You know, I think that's the home of Las Vegas.